Spot outro by nothing short of tragic.
I fucked that up. It's supposed to be the intro. All right, here we go.
I was fucking drinking anyway. Whatever.
All right, let's go.
Oh, no!
That's not it either. Fuck, man.
I knew this was going to be the lucky episode, man.
You know what? Yeah, that's okay. I'll find it. Where the hell did it go? Sam edits my stuff. This part I will edit out. Okay, here we go. Here it goes.
See you later.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, right out of Oklahoma City. I'm hanging out with Brandon from the band Late Night Savior. What's up, dude?
Hey, man. How are you?
Good. So I was like, where the fuck is my intro at? And you know when you delete some, move stuff around, I'm used to things being in the same spot or same place at the same time. So I'll probably keep the mistakes in there.
Perfect.
Sounds fun. So, right. Late Night Savior.
Embrace the mistake, man.
You have to embrace the mistake, and that's what my producer always tells me to embrace it. I always want to not embrace it, but every now and again, I'm like, you know what? It's fun. It's actually funny when it happens, honestly.
I always enjoy it, man.
So, Late Night Savior, you guys have been kind of shaking the music industry, it seems, since 2016.
Yeah, we've been doing our best anyway, trying to get out there as much as possible, play as many shows as we can, put out as much good music as we can. Quite a few shit music songs, shit like that. But yeah, we're trying to keep ahead of it. That's
cool, man. And the band is from Utah. I don't know if I've had any other Utah bands on here before. I think I might have. Man, are you guys near Salt Lake City at all?
Yeah, we are. We're just outside.
So is SLC punk like a big thing? Or like maybe I'm old now, right? Like maybe it used to be like a long time ago. I'm not 16 anymore, I guess.
No, the punk scene is awesome.
Is it
around Salt Lake? The punk shows always sell out. We're not punk, so unfortunately that doesn't happen for us. We get my mom's out in the crowd. That's pretty cool. So. But that and like the kind of southern rock bluesy feel is really, really big around here.
Okay.
So that's always awesome to go out to the shows and see those guys.
That's awesome, man. And now you guys, is it recently or you guys have you been with Rock Shop Records for a while?
So we just joined up with them last year in 2020, at the beginning of 2020, and flew up to Canada to meet those guys and record this last album. So it's been very, very recent.
So you got signed, was it right before the pandemic or right after?
Yeah, right before the pandemic. So we went up and recorded this album. I think it was in February of 2020. We recorded everything. And then immediately after the pandemic hit, and we just had all these songs sitting. So we timed it extremely well for us to be able to do absolutely nothing with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, so was the record label really able to do anything for you guys during the pandemic, or was everything was just kind of on pause?
Yeah, well, lucky for us, especially in the area that we live, we weren't forced to stop playing out. So, I mean, we did a lot of local shows and things like that throughout 2020, and we could travel throughout the state. As far as branching out like normal, that was out, but we were just too hungry. So we just started putting out music as much as possible, even throughout the pandemic. And I think that it helped us, honestly, because the way that I viewed it was everybody sitting at home listening to music. So
Right.
why not put some in front of them?
You know, I've had a lot of different bands on my show, and they get different responses from different bands. And my favorite response would be what you just said is, we're just sitting at home anyways. Might as well start coming up with music, be creative. People are at home listening to music. There was a time period where a lot of people weren't leaving their houses at all. Everyone's working from home, and music probably helped a lot of people out, generally speaking. So being able to come out with new music was a smart idea.
Oh, yeah, that's the way that we were viewing it, man. Everybody's just sitting at home. You got to break the mold, have something to look forward to, you know. And music for me, I mean, I was looking for other bands who were doing the same thing, and I was super stoked. Anytime one of my favorite bands was putting out something, man, I was just waiting.
So in Utah, you guys were still able to play small gigs then, huh, throughout the pandemic?
Yeah, it was definitely all the crowds were very, very small, very limited capacity. Obviously, everybody's dressed in their hazmat gear or whatever they were wearing. But it was just cool to still be able to perform to whatever extent we were allowed.
Yeah, and you know, Oklahoma was. I'm in Oklahoma City, and there was still like the state. I think maybe shut down for. I want to say it did for like a month or two, but then they were kind of like, all right, because I remember seeing live bands, like cover bands and stuff like that. Anyways, here cover bands are big in Oklahoma. Like if you're in a band, a lot of bands here are in cover bands, and I don't really get it, but that's kind of how it is. But I remember seeing cover bands play. But yeah, limited crowds and limited. Everyone had all their, outside. It was always outside too. It was always outside.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Hey, man, and I won't trash talk too many cover bands because I am in a cover band myself. We are the premier late night savior cover band. I feel like we do pretty okay.
It's just. I'm not trash like cover bands. It's just weird though because I'm from California originally, and when you go see bands, there'd be cover bands where they'd have cover songs, but like all you see here is cover bands. Like typically, if there's a band, 99% of the time it's going to be a cover band.
Oh yeah,
but there's certain venues to go to where they're not going to be cover bands. So I apologize to all cover bands out there coming to offend you.
I think the cover band is the perfect way to end any night because everybody's just plastered drunk by the end of it. They're just playing everybody's number one single. It's just a big sing along. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
especially if it's all country.
Oh yeah. I know some country songs. I live in Oklahoma, so I definitely know some country songs now that I did not know before moving here. So, but late night. So you guys have been on some tours and played with some like regional tours or national tours.
So we haven't done any of the national tours just yet. We've just done regional stuff with a few bands and mostly just our own setups, and then we'll play with another touring band at different venues throughout. Has been our biggest success. So we'll play, with Red here, and then we'll play with Tantric in Idaho and stuff like that, go around our little circle. Yeah,
you guys, and I was reading on your website. You guys got a pretty informative website too, by the way. So kudos on that. I don't know if it's updated or not, but it's a good website.
It's pretty updated. We try to stay an open book with everything that we're up to.
That's awesome, man. And you can still. I saw that you guys have opened up for Drowning Pool, Saliva, 1,000-Foot Crutch, Adelita's Way, like a bunch of bands. So people that are and I went on Spotify, and you guys got a bunch of listeners on there, and your music's fantastic, dude. And the new song we're gonna play, the new song we're gonna play later, with the Veer Union that you guys collabed. I got a bunch of questions about that as well. But if let's say someone's in a band and they're starting out and they're getting ready to tour some of these bigger bands. I mean, for you, was it a little bit? Were you a little nervous at first, or was it like, they're going to go on way after we play, so it doesn't matter?
We never really got too nervous about playing with bands. I would say that we were just more excited. We would specifically seek out the shows that we wanted to attend, and I would just send emails to the promoters, hey, throw me on this show, because I wanted a free ticket. And so it was more just that excitement of, hey, it worked and we're at the show.
Yeah.
The nerves kind of fade away as soon as that first note hits.
Yeah, dude. Are any of those bands that you played with? Were you able to talk with them after the concert was over, after they were done playing, or before you guys even played, or in between? Was there ever like a meet and greet with the bands?
I would say almost every single one of those bands that we've played with, we've been able to have conversations with afterwards, just while everybody's cleaning up. We all kind of pitch in and help each other out at the end of the night. It seems pretty standard for where we've been playing. And so it's been absolutely incredible to meet some of these people, that I've looked up to, my idols and stuff, But yeah, just I thought it was stupid at first just to hand out our CD to every single one of them. Throw it in the trash, throw it out the window, whatever you want to do with it, man. It's yours. But it's worked out because I've had a lot of them hit me up afterwards and say, hey, awesome. We've actually listened to it.
Yeah, well, you know what? I bet people do listen to it, but most people probably don't know because their CD's probably shit. You know what I'm saying? And you guys actually coming out with some good music. That's why after I heard the song you did today, I listened to it with the Veer Union. I literally was like, hold up a second. Let me check out these guys a little bit more. And yeah, really good music. Okay, so let's get into the song you did with Veer Union. How did that come about? Is that something the record label put together?
So the Veer Union, their singer and guitar player, Kristen and Ryan, are actually the owners of the label that we're on. And that's one of those situations where we were, I saw the Veer Union was playing in our area, and I hit up the promoter, put me on the show. So that's a classic example of we got to chat afterwards, and I gave them the CD and did the whole thing. And Ryan hit me up, I think a month later, and said, that was the only CD in their player during the rest of the tour, and they wanted to work together on some cool stuff. So that's how that really came about. And of course, if you're going to, do a bunch of songs with the Veer Union in their studio, you better have them on one song. They're badass.
Yeah. Let's play that song right now. The song is called "Strong Enough to Live." Correct?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna jam this song, and then I have some more questions about it. So let's play. And this is only from your perspective, since you're the only one on the show. So if they got a different perspective, too bad. We're going with Brandy.
That's pretty much what I say anyway.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's check it out right now. Here we go.
Will you be strong enough to live? Starting with the pen and paper, ending with the plan in mind. Tapping on the window pane as the storm attempts to coincide. Candle in the corner flickers, shadows dance around the room. Peaceful resolution rests between the needle and the spoon. Close your eyes and take your time. Push yourself into another life. When the silence breaks again, when your walls are closing in, when you've given all you in, will you be strong enough to live? When the tide rolls in again and every bullet needs a friend, when you've nothing left to give, will you be strong enough to live? Will you be strong enough to live? Before you say goodbye forever, trust your every move in time. We could all just blame ourselves, but there's no answers in there left to find. The only as we see through our own. No one knows the path you strayed. Before your smiles are forgotten, walk away from yesterday. Close your eyes and take your time and push yourself into another life. When the silence breaks again, when your walls are closing in, when you've given all you in, will you be strong enough to live? When the tide rolls in
All right, man. Dude, let me put this back on here. All right, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just great.
Oh my God. So that song is awesome. I do want to say one thing that I think is funny. I tend to rename songs after I hear them. And everyone that watches my show knows that. My producer makes fun of me for it. I would actually name that song Strong Enough to Live. That's the first time I heard a song. I was like, bro, the name fits it. The name fits it.
And we say it enough times, it's hard to miss,
Yeah, no, I know. So many bands have songs out that they'll say like the catchphrase of the song in the chorus, but then the song's name like something like they said
like
the Lord one
Muffin
time.
or something.
Yeah, they said the song like one time in the beginning verse or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it like? What was it like to write lyrics with the singer right from Veer Union? So wait, before I even ask that, who was all from Veer Union? Was it just the vocalist that joined your band on this song?
On that one, it was just Crispin singing with us.
Okay. So was it hard or intimidating to write lyrics? Like, did you write the lyrics first and then kind of show him what you wrote and have him elaborate on it, or was it like a kind of together?
Yeah, that was kind of more the way that it was. So typically, when I'm writing songs, I'll just bring the basics of it, and we sat down and really hashed out the details. We changed a few things here and there to fit both of us really well. But the main part of the song, I would say, I wrote.
Okay,
but it wasn't intimidating at all working with him. Like it's super, super chill. Being there with them, we became really good friends up there with everybody. So it was super, super cool to work with.
That's awesome, man. It's nice to be on with the label and then do songs like this and just kind of feel comfortable. That's a good feeling, I bet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is the band's, what do you guys have planned for the rest of 2021? You guys doing some concerts? I think I saw you guys are getting maybe ready to do a national tour soon.
So we are going to do a national tour next year. I don't have all of the details just yet able to share. Surprise, surprise. But we are going to finish out this year doing a couple more regional things, trying to branch out a little bit because we're dropping our album on August 28th. We're going to be doing a big album release and a couple little dates afterwards.
Okay, it's Late Night Savior again. That's the name of your band. It's Strong Enough to Live. That's what I read. It's Strong Enough to Live is going to be on that album.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's not just a single. That's going to be part of a bigger album.
Yeah, so we've released, I believe, 5 songs off of the new album so far, and there's 5 more to go.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you've already released 5 songs from the album that's coming out in August.
Exactly. We released those throughout 2020.
Okay, are you going to release any more before the album, or are you going to wait till the album comes out?
We have a really big song that's my personal favorite off of the album, so I'm glad that we saved it for last. We're going to put that out right on the date that we are going to release the album, so everybody will be able to hear that one song when we release the album.
So you guys are hyping this thing up pretty good, huh?
We're trying.
Yeah, you're trying to do it. All right, take me back to 2016. We're going to go backwards here a little bit, okay? Take me back to 2016 when the band first formed together. How did that happen? Like, who was the main instigator to start the band?
So the way that it kind of worked was, so the bass player of our group is my brother. And he and I, we would sit out on my front porch and just play songs. We'd both been in bands in the past, and really we just needed to write. That was our therapy. And we ended up hooking up with Tyler, who was Styx's former drummer in one of his bands. And he was at a point in his life as well that we all just needed it. So we decided to get together, and it was amazing. When you find the right musicians and it just feels good right off the bat. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how it was. And we were playing indie music, indie acoustic kind of stuff at the time, but it just felt perfect. So we started taking off.
Yeah. Did you know that you were going to be this kind of, was the goal originally to be this kind of hard rock and new metal-y kind of band, or was it just kind of where it took off naturally on its own?
It sort of just came to be naturally. typically when I was writing before, and even now, I write everything on an acoustic guitar. So it's kind of got that sort of feel. But then Stick and Tyler, they were playing death metal before we got in the group. So like Tim and I's indie influence mixed with the death metal on this side, we just came to the center and found hard rock.
That's cool, man. Yeah, kind of some death metal, some indie. Do you guys continue to write indie songs at all, or
Yeah.
no?
Tim and I actually have a little bit of a side project going on, writing some indie stuff, some pop punk things, because that's where my heart truly lies when the day breaks down.
Yeah. Well, if you can't tell by my posters, I'm kind of a punk rock guy. But I will say this, man.
Oh yeah.
I will say this. Since I started this podcast, I had more metal bands on than any other genre. And I've never not liked hard rock or metal. I've always liked hard rock and metal. I've always liked rock music, But I kind of favored punk rock a little bit more. But since I've been doing this, I don't know, man. I mean, I think I'm kind of 50.
You're kind of shifting there.
Yeah, and I find myself liking harder music too. And I was told this was going to happen by my producer, Sam. He goes, "You're going to start liking it harder and harder." I was like, "I don't think so." And I do. The more hard I hear, the more kind of harder I want to hear it, man. It's
exactly.
Like you get desensitized to it a little bit.
No kidding. Like being in this band is actually what's turned me to harder and harder music. I listened to stuff back in the day, of course, but like just trying to write that genre, constantly trying to have the ear for it, you start catching certain things in different songs, and I've grown to appreciate artists that I didn't before to a next level, I would say. It's really cool.
Isn't that crazy how that can happen? I used to hate like techno-y type music. I know there's another name like EDM type stuff. I'm not a big fan. But I've seen people write it. I'm like, I can't write that shit, dude.
You really appreciate it.
Yeah. How did you know to push that button right then and there, dude?
No kidding.
It really is. It really is a way of thinking, man. It really is. It's a way of thought. So,
well, all my crew members at my regular day job, they all love dubstep. So I was forced to listen to dubstep at first, and I was like, my God, what is going on? And now I'm like, oh yeah, crank the Zomboy, man. Like this is great.
Did you ever go to work and be like, but check out my band? Do you ever because people at work are trying to hear me talk about my podcast. So I could only, like, if I was in a cool band, I would fucking tell everybody. Like,
I keep it secret as long as possible. That way they will just listen to me as their boss and not, hey, you've got a cool band too. But they all always find out. And so they keep better tabs on the group than I do. They'll follow the Facebook, and I'm not the only one that posts on that. So it's like, we said what today? Jesus.
That's pretty cool. I mean, you guys have done a lot in 5 years, especially with the pandemic kind of, recently, and you're still able to write songs and progress. Your fan base still seems to keep on growing and growing. So what do you think the future holds for Late Night Saver? You guys are in it for the long haul, huh? You got to make it.
I think so. We never really intended for this to be a big project for us or a career. It was just, hey, we need something to clear our heads. So we started playing. But now that the ball's moving and it's going really well for us, I don't see us slowing down at all. There's more motivation than ever now to just keep pushing forward. We're so hungry.
Dude, and you know what? Like I said, you're my 150, was that a 3 up there? 153 episodes. Yeah, so I've heard a lot of bands, man, and you guys really have a solid sound. I can tell the direction you guys are going. I don't know what it started off sounding like, but I know what I heard with this song, and if your songs are similar to that one, you guys are going to be just all right, man. I think it's fantastic, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything that you want to mention about your band? I know we kind of have jump around in conversation on my podcast, kind of what I do. Is there anything that you really want to mention to get out to say to people who might be listening to us?
I mean, just keep looking out for the future on this, because the next songs that we're about to release are, like I said, my favorite ones off of the entire album. So those are going to be just fucking killer.
Dude, you can't do that to me, because now I'm like, what songs are these? So August 28th, right?
August 28th, we're going to release it all.
Do you want to say the name of the song you like the most? No?
The song that I like the most is called Afterglow.
Afterglow. Okay.
Afterglow. So check that one out.
And, okay, that's going to drop on the 28th, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to have a video for that one as well?
Nope. It's just going to be the song.
Okay.
I don't think it needs a video.
No,
I think it's going to stand alone.
Okay. And one of my last questions before we talk about your merch and stuff like that is Strong Enough to Live. Is that the song? Is that the main song getting pushed for the upcoming album?
Yes. Yeah, that's the one that we really picked out to be the single of the album. So that one's the one we're gonna be hitting that one hard, both the rock version and the acoustic version until this release.
You're gonna be so tired of hearing it and playing it if you're not already. like it's such a great song, but after like 200 times of playing, you're like, all right, this is like tired of it.
I'm sure we'll get there.
Yeah,
there's some of the stuff off of our very first album that we've taken offline because, well, it doesn't stand up. Man, we played those so much, and we hear the names of the songs sometimes. Ugh, God, bad memories, man.
Dude, wait till one of your songs goes platinum, and then 20 years later, you'll still be playing that song. That's the one the fans are always going to want to hear. That one.
Oh, yeah. I'll just have to do what all these other groups do with their big single and just reinvent it every night. I'll sing some different lyrics here and there, do it acoustic. Why not?
Change it up a little bit. You
gotta keep it fresh.
You know, I always thought it would be funny, and it really doesn't relate, but I think it'd be funny if like a band was like playing on a big stage somewhere, and they're like, "What's up, Ohio?" and they were like not in Ohio. Like they didn't realize that. Like they just totally fucked that up.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, rock over London, rock on Chicago.
Yeah, that thought came to my head for some random reason. Don't know why, but it did. I thought I'd put it out there. So, anyways, let's talk about.
I'm going to make it my goal. I'm just going to do that at every show. You know, I'll say, "Hey, Idaho," and no matter where we're at, unless we're in Idaho.
Unless we're in Idaho, and you got to say, "What's up, Utah?
What's up, Wyoming?" Wyoming exists, right?
And see what the crowd says, man. Like, see what the crowd like. What?
Say that again.
That'd be so funny. Or they would just cheer anyway because maybe they didn't hear or something. I just think it'd be so funny to do it. I would
hope for like a silence across the crowd, and then I would just say it again. What's up, Idaho?
Dude, if you do that, will you film that, please?
I absolutely will.
Email it to me. All right, let's talk about your merchandise and your website.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of your website?
LateNightSaviorBand.com.
Boom. I think you're right. Let me check.
I know that we own LateNightSavior.com as well, but we shut that one down.
LateNightSaviorBand.com. Yeah.
Band. That's the one. Killer.
Yeah. You got all your merchandise on there? Do you have a separate merch store somewhere else?
We have some of our stuff on the online store. I'm admittedly terrible at keeping up on putting our new merch on there. But we can't keep stuff in stock at the shows. We have to order too much, so I don't usually ship through the website. You have to come to the show to buy the cool stuff. The tank tops and the shot glasses and all that, the jackets.
Hopefully you guys get to tour in Oklahoma City sometime. I would love to see the band play if you come through the area. Every time a band comes that's been on my show and they're in Oklahoma, I try to do my best to go see them live. I love going to concerts, and especially now that everything's kind of opened back up more, it gives me more of a reason to get out of the house.
Well, we're going to make it happen. You're going to be right there at the show, and I promise it's coming.
Dude, all
next
right,
year.
Man. All right. Well, hey, Brandon, I appreciate you being on the show. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there. I do want to thank all of our listeners who listen to The Loud Spot. Go on our website. Sam just kind of revamped it a little bit, www.theloudspot.net. We do have merch on there, and I think Sam also revamped some of that. So we got T-shirts, hoodies, all kinds of cool stuff. Check us out on YouTube and Apple, Spotify, all that good jazz. Peace out, rock on, and much love. And let me play. Let's see if I fuck up the outro. All right. Let's see if I can do it right.
That would be gold.
I got it.
This is the Loud Spot outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. pin pose, have some pin shows, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out, rock on, much